Hello everybody, welcome to the verdant Tuscany region of Italy. For centuries this green valley lived in the shade of Florence. Once it was discovered, it seemed every royal family wanted to build their country home here. Nowadays visitors come to the region to see the regional castles. We're here for racing at the Autodromo Internazionale del Mugello.
We are in Italy this time, and we're here for the second round of the 24-hour series powered by Hankook, or better to say, we are for the 12 hours Mugello.
There's a different look to the 2017 calendar of the 24-hour endurance series powered by Hankook, but Mugello is a constant and still very high on everyone's list.
It's already the fourth time we are here, and it's always a pleasure to be here. It's very nice over here.
A feeling that is shared throughout the paddock, especially for local team Nova Race.
I'm very happy to be here again. We are in Mugello, so it's our home race. So in a sense, I'm really comfortable with the track and everything. I'm very happy to be here. The weather is beautiful. Our team is well prepared. The car is perfect. We rebuilt it during the winter, so I'm very happy to be here again. Creventic is a family for us, so a nice and warm welcome as usual. So I feel very well. I'm happy.
After their second crash in the 2016 season, Nova Race bowed out of the rest of the series.
It was in Paul Ricard. We had an accident also in Dubai, so maybe a couple of accidents were not good for our mood, but now we will fight hard again.
We wish Nova the best of luck, just as we do for every one of our competitors. As usual, the race event started with free practice. For some of the drivers, it was not a happy day.
I go on the car, on the 911 Porsche. I go vorbei and had on the end and put on my car, and I have accident in the wall and go back on the racetrack, over the racetrack in the other side.
And for quite a long time, it was by no means certain the car could join the race.
We check now we can repair or not repair. We have a problem on the B soil from the car as a part of the chassis, and we must we check we can repair or not repair. I think in the next hour we have the final answer.
The car wasn't ready in time for qualification runs. The team was able to fix the car in time for the race. Outright speed over a single lap in qualifying may not be of the utmost importance for an endurance race. For the drivers, well, it still matters.
Yeah, the car was perfect. Good stability. It's very fast. It's light, and I think the track is very good for the car. High-speed corners, and that's where the M4 is the best. It's a perfect car for this circuit. So.
Qualification was very good. I did pole position in my class and 16th place in overall. So I think for the Cup car is a very nice result. Actually, I'm first time here on this track, so it was quite hard to get good pace. I think we have to work a bit on my driving to be even faster, but we have to concentrate now on our race pace, and I hope it will be very good.
In qualifying, the number 11 Ferrari had electrical issues. The in-cockpit safety net got hooked onto the main switch and cut all power to the car. It was near the end of the session before they found the problem, taped it up, and Matteo Malicelli had just enough time to set the fastest quali lap.
The car is good, but all the cars are good because Porsche won a lot of race, a lot of 24 hours. So I don't think Ferrari is the best car, but it's one of the best ones, and we need to fight for doing something.
But a pole position, either overall or in class, is never a guarantee for the win.
An endurance race is never an easy win. There are so many things that can happen. It's a long race. The Mugello track is a really nice track, but it's also a narrow track. And when we drive in these cars in the A2 class, we are one of the slowest cars in the field. So there's a lot of faster cars, more or less. All the other cars are faster than us. So we have to be really careful in traffic. So a lot of things can go wrong. There's never an easy endurance race win.
On the grid for the first part of the race, the weather is beautiful and there's plenty of sunshine in the forecast.
Yeah, we are first in class. I'm very happy. All the three drivers are ready. We have a pro driver also with us, but also the two gentlemen are very good drivers. So I think we will remain front.
Yeah, we have to drive like 1:56, I think. And yeah, I think if it's not too crowded, I think we managed to put stable time. So I think we keep P1. I hope so.
But it's not a full grid. The number 87 Lamborghini of GDL Racing Middle East is still in the pit box, and the KTM Crossbow number 224 of RTR Projects showing no signs of joining the track.
Yeah, we really tried everything. We changed the engine overnight for another one, but still it did not help us to solve the problem with the car. So because we would like to race, not just drive around the track with not proper pace, so finally we made the tough decision to skip the race before the start and try to prepare for the next race in Red Bull Ring.
The field, meanwhile, has started their warm-up laps.
I expect a very exciting race. I think in all the classes it will be very exciting. A lot of battles for the places, and yeah, at the end we will see what it becomes.
The field is working towards the main straight. The red Ferrari of Scuderia Praha leading the pack, and Matteo Malicelli is the first to pass the starting line as the lights go green.
That was a bit difficult because at the first corner I was in fourth position because we had not the same speed as the other cars. I didn't want to take any risk to overtake the other cars because it was only the first hours, and also we were in the pace together. I decided to stay in fourth position and just save the car for my teammates.
Robert Renard goes into the lead.
The start was amazing. I had a good acceleration, so I was acceleration when I saw the green flag, and it was a little bit better than the Ferrari and the other Porsche, so I could overtake them on the inside. It was really close to the other cars, but yeah, everything was fine, and yeah, I could get into the lead.
So with the 911 now in the lead on the first lap, there are battles all through the field.
We make a good start. I think I overtake at least 3 or 4 cars at the first corner, and I continue to push on the second corner, also on the 3, and at the exit of the 5th corners I feel something push me at the back of the car, and I make a turn and go directly on the wall, so the race finishes there.
Yeah, I saw the crash directly in front of me. One car spun and crashed into the wall. In this moment, I only thought, okay, I have to go full throttle, because I thought he's coming back from the wall, and I just wanted to pass him.
After the 75 Porsche was taken from the track, the Code 60 was lifted and the field was released to race again. Competing in an endurance race is much more than just putting your foot down hard. You have to learn to handle the traffic and make your rubber last as long as possible.
I thought in the beginning, okay, I have to take care of tires, because we knew that it won't be easy over the whole distance from 2 hours. And yeah, I tried to not to overdrive them, and yeah.
If you need to brake hard to stay out the barriers, your Hankook tyres will slow you down. But if you flat spot them, you might need to change your tyres more often. A pit stop always costs more time than just losing a few seconds on track by taking it a little easier than right on the limit.
Keeping the car on the track is rule number 1. And slowly we do long stints. And that's where we overtake the other people, because they did 3 or 4 changes of drivers and new tires. And we finished our first stint after 1 hour and 54 minutes. That's where we always take our advantage.
The battle for the lead now between Porsche's number 911 of Herbert Motorsport and the 29 of Porsche Racing.
He was very quick. I think maybe he had a little bit better tire pressure in the first stint. So yeah, it was a hard stint for me. A lot of oversteer, but I had fun.
The first hour was very strong. We were a long time on the second position, then we get the first one. Yeah, and then till the first pit stop, it was very good. Yeah, we had a quite fast battle. It was a strong race also from him. Yeah, I think he took a little bit wrong line by the overtaking of the slower cars, and yeah, and this is how it works.
Things are not going well for Vortex V8. A spin earlier on had set them back, but Lionel Amarouche crashes the car and the team has to give up. There was just too much damage to repair and the French team withdraw. The 204 Vortex is the second car to retire. The 75 E-Deck Porsche was pulled out earlier on. 3 cars didn't start the race, left 47 cars to battle it out on the track. There's been plenty of action in the first 2 hours, with first the number 11 Ferrari of Scuderia Praha leading. The 911 of Herbert Motorsport took that over in the first corner, and then it was the turn of Fork Racing 29 to lead the pack. But after 2 hours of racing, and after the first driver changes have taken place, it's the number 11 back in the lead.
But our car is very good in the corners, and the car is perfect, is consistent. And so now we are in position 1.
Yuri Pisadik is behind the wheel of the leading Ferrari 488 GT3, but his lead's not big, just 27 seconds ahead of the number 21 Conrad Motorsport Lamborghini Huracan, Marco Mappelli at the wheel. 10 seconds further back, the number 29 Fork Racing Porsche with Robert Lucas. In the TCR class, Bonk Motorsport 115 Audi is leading, the 125 NKPP Racing Seat Leon is second, and third is Capricorn Racing's Honda Civic, the number 101 car. The top 3 in A2 has the 171 Peugeot RCZ of Danish team Eva Solo Kereija. They've got a lap lead over the 112 Renault Clio of Swiss team Stanko and Tanner Motorsport. And third in class, 4 laps back, number 173 of Endurance Team Romania. It's been a cracking first 2 hours, and there's more to come from Mugello. Racing at Mugello began in the early 1920s on a street circuit. Now competition takes place on a 5.2 kilometre purpose-built racetrack with a variety of fast and slow corners. But what is it that makes this track so special?
Fantastic. It's one of the most spectacular tracks with fast corners. It's not like a modern Formula One circuit as we know now in these days. You have gravel beds and no runoff area, so you have to be on the line. When you go off, you're on the gravel. I like circuits like this, even with these fast corners.
This track is a real treat to those drivers who are visiting Mugello for the first time.
Incredible track. First time for me at the track. Love it. You can't not love it. A great combination of corners, great scenery. Fantastic to be here.
One of the most exciting things about Mugello is the changes of elevation, combined with a very challenging set of corners.
It's fast downhill, right, left, especially left and then right uphill. Yesterday there was oil, so outside of the curbs are also really dirty. So this part for me, it's where I have to be really careful.
Yeah, Mugello is really nice, very fluent corners, very fast corners. I really enjoy it every year. Yesterday we had an absolute super weather day, so yeah, in the beginning of March. So yeah, we enjoy very much.
And on that beautiful track in the Tuscan Hills, the race continues. At the 2 hour mark, the number 1 Hofer Racing machine was third in the A6 AM class. It's a tight group though, second to fifth on the same lap. But only 2 hours of racing are done, nothing decided as yet. There's a saying in motorsport, everything can be going perfectly until, well, it isn't.
I was driving okay, I was not too aggressive. I wanted to have a good time lap and a good condition for the car. And after 8 laps, something went wrong with the gearbox. I was driving, and when I want to turn in a corner, and I was going in fourth gear, I want to accelerate, and there was no traction. So I put it in the third one, there was no traction. So I thought it was a shaft, something with the shaft. So I said to the communication, I have a problem with the gearbox. And then I saw a lot of smoke, so I have to put it on the side. And now you will notice there is a big leak, and that's the reason there was no more traction. Yeah, they are changing the gearbox now, so they're really professional. They already took out the old one, they replaced the other one. So normally I think about this in 20 minutes it will be fixed, and then we can continue the race.
The green flags are back out, the cars are back up to full racing speed. A major advantage of Code 60, everyone stays the same distance through the neutralisation period. And as soon as the green flags are shown again, the race is back to exactly where it left off. Or at least it is, if you pay attention.
I got some cars at the end of the Code 60 where they didn't look right, so we saw the green flag, they didn't. So I could pass, I think, about 10 cars here on the main straight, and that's it.
The 206 Audi's in the SP2 class, but finds itself having a battle with the A6 class Porsche.
I drove the Audi TT, and we have not so much max power, and I have battle with the Porsche 911 the curves, because when I overtake the Porsche and we go to the start and stop lane, you overtake me, and always the same.
The 911 has to bow out from second position.
I think it was an electrical problem, so the car stopped in the beginning of the pit. Yeah, we have to check what it was, but yeah, for now it's over the race, and we try to fix it for the Barcelona test, and then full motivated to Red Bull.
Although the car could have been repaired to continue the race later, the team decide against it.
Well, it makes no sense for us. We're here to win the race, and it's not possible now, so we said, okay, it's over, and keep pushing for the next race.
In endurance racing nowadays, reliability is almost taken for granted. So this early on in this event, it's unusual to see the high number of cars that have had technical issues.
We were driving our constant speed, so this was going very well. But then we saw we had some smell in the car. We had a smell in the car, and at the same time we saw the telemetric data. We saw that the oil temperature was going up, and then just on top of the track, the gearbox blocked. Yeah. So then we were forced to stop and get out of the race. Yeah.
Still, there are ways to look at it from a positive angle.
The car was going very well, so we have found a very nice setup. So the setup was, I would say, perfect for these race conditions. So we have been able to make very nice lap times. So this was really great. Yeah.
And if you know you're not in it to win it anymore, well, you can change your outlook, can't you?
The car is quite comfortable, but you know, we had an issue now with the brakes, so we had to repair. And yeah, now we're looking forward, because now it's simply driving and having fun.
We're now close to the 4-hour mark, so the teams are clearly looking at their current positions in the field.
Well, we played the long game on strategy, which brought us up the field. Tiziano did a double stint, so we had a great battle with the Audi, and we're leading the Pro-Am and having a good fight with the Pro cars, top 5 at the moment, so should be pretty good. Let's see another lap or 2 to go, and we start again tomorrow.
But within 2 laps, a lot can still happen.
4 minutes before the finish of the first 4 hours, I crashed and finalized our race. And I lost my rear axle, my rear, and then he tried to turn right to the right. I tried to keep it into the outside of the corner, but I went in and there was a wall, and then all of a sudden was our race was finished.
The first to see the checkered flag, the number 11 Ferrari of Scuderia Praha. It's time now for the race to go to Parc Fermé.
This is Parc Fermé now. The 12-hour race Mugello is divided in 2 parts. It's 4 hours on Friday, and now it's red flag. Nobody is allowed to do anything on the car. So we start in this shape, like the cars are placed here for tonight, tomorrow for the last 8 hours.
What's the reasoning behind the split format in this endurance race?
This is necessary because of the noise regulations here at the circuit, here in Mugello. We're not allowed to make noise after 6 o'clock.
The drivers are now reflecting on 4 hours of pure racing enjoyment.
The start, I have a lot of traffic, but some people are still in refueling. After overtaking, I'm finding my position. I stay battle with some pro drivers and stay good in the time by 53, 54. And very good. I think I finished 5. I will see tomorrow.
I have to say that it was pretty interesting from all point of views, because the traffic is quite high here. So, give me a second to get some fresh air. And yeah, from this point of view, it's quite difficult, to find a way around the cars. But otherwise, the car is really good. I hope that it will be the same tomorrow.
So the cars are put away exactly as they finished the first portion of the race. Those still working will get a penalty.
Yeah, so we have trouble with the gearbox. So the third gear was very noisy in the beginning, and yes, to the end, the third gear was completely broken. So we changed the gearbox now, and then we can race tomorrow again. We get a small penalty tomorrow. We get 10 laps, and we have to restart from the box, so not from the starting grid. And yeah.
Sadly for some, the race is already over. But what are their plans now?
So we're going to a nice Italian restaurant, have a few pizzas and a good wine, some Barolos, and tomorrow here we will be spectators, enthusiastic spectators for the other Dutch guys who are driving here, who are friends of ours. But for us, it's the end of the race.
Let's have a quick look at the standings after the first 4 hours of racing. The Ferrari 488 GT3 of Scuderia Praha has kept its lead. Second is the Porsche 29 of Fork Racing powered by Olymp, less than a minute in arrears. In third is the 21 Conrad Motorsport Lamborghini Huracan, 2 laps further back. Olymp Racing by Lucas Motorsport is upholding the Polish honour, first in the 991 class. The 92 of MSG Motorsport is second, about 16 seconds further back. And third, 1 lap down, is the 85 of Pro Sport Performance. Porsches are also holding sway in SP2. Lorient Racing number 64 has claimed the first day's lead. Speed Lover number 78, 52 seconds back. And third, the second Porsche Lorient Racing entrant, the number 65. It's Saturday morning and the cars are back on the grid, placed in the order that they're finished within their class.
When we have the restart on the second day, the time difference between the cars will be scrapped, but the round difference between the cars will stay. So that means number 2 car of yesterday was 1 minute behind the leader at that moment, but that time difference will be scrapped, but they will be in the same round. The number 3 time difference was 2 laps, so those 2 laps will stay.
Delighted to see that the cars that needed to be worked on overnight are also ready to return.
Well, the mechanics had a very short night, so with the support of Chas Honda Racing, we were able to manage and to get a new gearbox, and we changed the complete gearbox, so we dismantled everything. So basically the complete car was dismantled, and we reconditioned it roughly till 4 o'clock in the night. Yeah.
The drivers do now have the experience of yesterday's racing.
There was a lot of Code 60 yesterday, a lot of people going off. People then put gravel all over the circuit, and there's some really high-speed bits here, so it could be dodgy on that front.
Of course, all the distances between cars that were less than a lap have now been wiped out, much to the pleasure of some of the drivers.
Yeah, we had 1 minute to catch up yesterday. Today we have no 1 minute. We are starting like yesterday from the first row. And yeah, we will see. We will have a good battle, but we will not stay long on the track because our fuel is not so high and we have to refuel.
Will the Ferrari be able to hold on to their lead on the restart?
For my expectation is that in the first corner Porsche will be in front of me. But you know, we need to do 8 hours, so still long.
And with that, it's time to leave the start grid and start the second day of racing in the Hankook 12H MUGELLO. We're not yet at the restart, but the number 101 is back in the pit lane after the first warm-up lap. They'd been working on the car overnight, but apparently still have some issues. 42 cars are ready to restart on day 2, with more competitors waiting to race from the pit lane. The lights are out and we're racing. And midfield, HTP Motorsport is eager to gain some positions before reaching the first corner, using the grass as well as the tarmac to pass. But the race director has noticed that Bryce Bosey passed cars before the starting line, and therefore the 25 car gets a time penalty. Matteo Malicelli has capitalised on his pole position and comes out of the first corner in the lead of the restarted race. But already the number 11 Ferrari is under pressure from Robert Lucas in the 29 Porsche. Great battles up and down the field in all of the 8 classes, and it could be any one of the 8 class competitors that win the season's championship. As the pit exit goes green, those cars that were in the pit lane can rejoin the race. That includes the 145 Bonk BMW and the 488 Ferrari of Team Octane 126.
I was fighting with the MS Racing Mercedes. I was slightly quicker, and then I was quite optimistic into the first corner, and then I tried to outbrake him, but it just didn't work. I needed more space, which he didn't give me, and then we touched, and it cost us the race. It cost us the race, cost us a few hours, 1 hour, and therefore our top positions are gone now.
A code 60 helped the marshals recover the vehicles, and we went back to green racing shortly afterwards.
The ABS, it's not function. I must brake straight. When I come slow, it's difficult. Yes. Yes, we must make the race off the ABS. It's so good first.
Yesterday, the Lamborghini Huracan number 87 from GDL Racing Middle East couldn't start the race, but they're back on track today and seem to be a strong contender.
The first time was quite fun actually. I was starting at the back of the GT3 class. I overtook a lot of them. I was on new tires. Even when we have low downforce, I was able to overtake some GT3 cars, so it was a lot of fun.
But the team is clear about its ambitions.
We are lost. We lost 4 hours yesterday, so we have no expectations about the result. We will just try to finish and just have some fun on the track.
Leader of the race, still the Scuderia Praha Ferrari number 11. From the onboard pictures from the SPS Mercedes, we can see the 27 Renault of GP Extreme has crashed into the barriers.
As you can see, the whole front end. So that all needs to be replaced. So let's see what happens. And it's a long race and part and parcel of racing, and we do our best and we compete. Sometimes we win, sometimes we lose.
That's also true for the 118 of GR Motorsport, who had gearbox problems yesterday and had to stop.
A little bit shame about yesterday, because I know if we can drive like this where we're driving now, it can be a car that can drive to the podium, so that's for sure. The gearbox, it's a mistake. It's a thing that can happen. It's still a mechanical sport, so you can have that, but it's a little bit of shame, and it's like that, and you cannot do anything about it.
Teams have travelled from all over the world to compete here. Every competitor eager to bring home one of the BRM trophies, but the enjoyment of just driving prevails for most. Another Code 60 required, Jean-Francois Demorge colliding with Tom Hibbert, as we see from this onboard freeze frame.
I saw the white Ferrari just be in front of me, and she just turned right, and I saw Ginetta stop. So I can't do anything. I tried to go on the right and brake. It's too late.
From the 56 KTM Crossbow, we can see the 335 Peugeot B2F competition having a crash. They were having an issue with the steering wheel.
I'm at the end of the turn. We had some issues with the wheel. We had to be a little bit turned on the wheel so it could go straight. I didn't get used to it fast enough, so I thought my wheels were straight, but they weren't, and I just lost control. I was quite fast, and I tried to get it back, and I go straight in the wall, so yeah.
It's not been a very clean first 2 hours of the second day of racing at Mugello, as not long after we went back to racing, the 64 stalls and causes yet another Code 60. This will give us time to have a look at the results after 6 hours of racing. Scuderia Praha have kept the overall lead. Their 11 Ferrari has eked out 1 lap at 8 seconds over the 29 Porsche of Fork Racing in second. The IDEC Mercedes number 17 is on the same lap in third. The first A6 AM class is 5th overall. The 963 GRT Grasser Lamborghini leads that class, a lap ahead of the number 1 Mercedes AMG of Hofer Racing. Third in class, the first of the SPS Mercedes. That's the number 16 car, 1 spot higher than their sister car, the number 24. In the SP3 GT4 class, local team Nova Race leading. The Dutch team GR Motorsports have the BMW number 114 second, with the 233 Besserplas Audi firmly in third. 6 hours down, 6 to go, and plenty more racing action to come from Mugello. Hankook have been supporting the Creventic 24-hour series for many years, and like co-sponsors BRN Chronographs, they've committed to the other Creventic organised endurance series too. In 2017, we welcome a new sponsor joining their ranks.
We are very proud to have a new partner. The new partner is Panta Fuel. Panta Fuel will be our partner for the rest of the year in all the 3D series.
But what is Panta and where do they come from?
Panta is an Italian company, is the brand Italian. We supply a lot of important championship with Creventic, WRC, WTCC. We started with the racing fuel 10 years ago with European Championship and Italian Championship. But we are very happy with the agreement with Creventic because this championship is very serious, is very professional.
Although Panta are Italian, they offer their services in many locations worldwide.
We have a lot of dealers in France, in all Europe, okay? And we have a dealer in Malaysia, and we distribution is fuel in over the world. We have a storehouse in Malaysia, in Argentina, in all road we export our fuel. So this is a good agreement for another local championship, for example Malaysia, Argentina, Mexico and Canada. So we have a lot of dealers in the world.
Panta, not a household name.
You don't see petrol stations of Panta because Panta Racing only produces fuel for the motorsport.
But even the best of fuels can't help you if your car can't get it from its tank to the engine.
When we must refueling, the car stop 1 kilometer before the refueling. And every time it was the same thing. We have a problem with the second pump for the pressure of the benzene. My hot lap, it was the same thing. Just the first turn on the right, I don't have any pressure, nothing. I must stop the car, go outside the car, for put the little red button for, I don't know what's up, the name, but for starting again, it's not starting. They take me up on out of the race, and now we have nothing to win.
I had a small ABS problem where I touched the gravel a little bit on the last turn, but then I checked the car, everything was fine, but then suddenly after 4 laps on the straight line, the front left tire exploded. So with a speed in excess of 200 kilometers, you're just happy to keep the car out of the wall. They took 10-12 minutes to repair the car, so the car is out again, we are driving, and we are still P2 in our class.
A mistake from the A6 AM class leader in the final corner, but Roberto Pampanini gets the 963 Lamborghini Huracan pointing in the right direction and back into racing mode. The 206 Audi of LMS Engineering grinds to a halt and is recovered, while Chris Tiger is walking back to the paddock. Code 60 causes an issue for Nana Gurcha.
There was a code 60, and then there was some pickup because we drove slow. And after this, it was only smoke when I drive on the track. It started in, I think it was turn 9 or something, and I called in over the radio, and they said I need to go to the pit if I could. But when I came to the pit lane, it starts. I jump out of the car, and they just help me out, and they start turn it off.
Despite the fire, the 203 is back on track, as are most of the starters. Throughout the 8 classes, from Clios to Ferraris, the battles continue. It's exciting to watch as well as to participate in. Cars are overtaking all the time, and it's a game of tactics. When do you overtake? When do you pit?
Quite a few code 60s. This last one kind of played into our favor. I was just right at the last corner. So it's always a big strategy game at this point, the 92 and the 67. It's a back and forth battle with those guys. They're doing a great job. We're having a lot of fun here, The Pro Sport guys have given us a great Porsche, and we're going from there. So
the team looking forward to the race at COTA in the USA at the end of the year.
Right, when we go home, we got to run in the home country. So probably going to be with the same car, definitely with the same team, and we'll have fun over there too.
The 29 fork Porsche was second at the 6-hour mark, but they've had vibrations, and it's had to pit twice for the team to work on the bumper.
Yeah, the story is just that we got a hit in the back at the start in the first corner from the Lamborghini, I think, and it was all. And from every round, that the bump was losing. I don't know, from the vibrations. It's just over the time, and then we lost everything. For this race is now to see the checkered flag and maybe top 10.
8 hours completed, and the Ferrari number 11 now has a 3-lap gap back to the 21 of Conrad Motorsport, who've moved up into second. Third overall, the 17 of IDEC Sport Racing. Speed Lover from Belgium have taken the lead in the SP2 class. Their number 78 Porsche now has a 5-lap lead over the 35 of B2F competition. That French team has a whole lap over the German team CCS, who have the KTM number 201 in third position. In TCR, the 115 Bonk Audi RS3 LMS has a 6-lap lead over the Seat Leon Cup Racer from SICL.com. That number 120 has a 7-lap lead to third position, the car collection 333 Audi. 4-hour endurance series prides itself in its variety of cars. Not just different makes and models, but also the age of the machines competing.
Well, the car is not a very recent car, but GR Motorsport have kept the car always in a very, very good condition. We have been driving it for the last 3 years in mainly endurance races. Last year we did the whole season with this car, and Bob, my co-driver, came out as a champion, and we hope to repeat that this year, of course.
But the option exists to upgrade to a newer car. The teams that choose to go this route trust in the innovations that their brand have made.
Seat has made a lot of effort at making the car better and better. It's a really lovely car to drive in. They've changed the gearbox. The shifting is much smoother. They've put a little more horsepower into the motor. They advanced it from 325 horsepower to 350, or somewhere in that region, or one step better.
This is a new car to Ram Racing. Yeah, so we took delivery of this about a month ago. Really enjoy driving the Mercedes. It's a fantastic car to be here. I think this weekend the rear engine and mid-engine cars seem to have a small advantage on the speed, but hopefully over the race distance we'll be able to claw something back today.
And as for the bodywork, well, crisp and white has always been popular. Most, of course, have their livery in sponsor colours. There are one or two who choose a more outlandish look to make their car stand out.
This year we found out that if the famous artist Mr. Mondrian was still alive, he would become 100 years of age today. And then we decided, well, as a homage to Mr. Mondrian, we decided to make the whole livery in Mondrian colors. That's why it looks like that. It's a Mondrian Seat.
And most of these beautiful cars are still on track, battling through the last 4 hours of the Hankook 12H Mugello. In all of the Creventing organised races, the track is shared by professional and gentlemen, or if you prefer, amateur drivers. Now, even though the organisers' focus has been on those amateur drivers, it's fun to see that drivers who started out in the 24-hour series are becoming more professional themselves.
When I joined, I was driving the Seat Leon diesel. I moved to GT last year, and I did in the Lamborghini Super Trofeo races a lot. I finished second in the championship, in the world finals as well. This year I will do the European Series again in the pro class. I will also do the 24-hour Le Mans and the Asia Championship of the Super Trofeo, so I have a lot of races to do.
Undoubtedly, the mixed fields do help in improving your skills as a driver.
I think it's a good series. You can drive a lot. You learn a lot from the traffic, so it's very good to learn and to improve yourself.
Back on the track, the 963 Huracan has a puncture. The former A6AM class leader has had no luck in this second part of the race, and the top spot on the class podium is slowly slipping away. And their battle's not over yet. Going strong in the A6AM class, the number 1 of Hofer Racing, but a lot can happen in the next 4 hours. The 36 Audi R8 LMS Ultra of Raider Motorsport got close to the class top 3, and is now losing time.
I was just for a long time with my tires, and I went into this right-hander chicane too fast, so it was just my own fault.
And that also caused an imbalance in the car.
I had some vibration in the car. I had a big pickup inside the rim, so I had big vibrations in the car during the stint, and was quite okay. The spin was my own fault. Happens.
Issues for the 101 Capricorn Racing Honda Civic. They stopped yesterday with gearbox issues, but today everything has appeared to go well.
We started very well in the race. The car was going very well, and then I had some technical issues on the car. I was not going too fast again, and suddenly in one corner I was pushed from behind, and then I was pushed from the track, and then I was crashing into the tires. So obviously he thought I was going the other direction and was making a move and was hitting me then. Yeah. Oh no, the car is not to repair, so we have a severe damage, so we are stopping the race, unfortunately, and we look forward for the next race then. Yeah.
New to the 24-hour series for 2017 is the Austrian team of Conrad Motorsport. At their first outing in Dubai, they finished 21st overall. Here at Mugello, they're doing even better, running second overall. Not bad for a new team to the championship.
Well, Conrad Racing is not new in endurance racing, so they're pretty have a lot of experience. And also I come from the ELMS, and so we actually all know endurance racing, so it's just we are new to the series.
So how does it compare?
I didn't expect it that good, to be honest. but it's really good. Press, I think, is very good made, and everything. I'm quite surprised and respect.
And what was the race itself like?
Sometimes it was really hairy, especially if there is a big crowd of slow cars and a group of faster cars is approaching. Especially if you overtake one on the right and one is overtaking on the left. It makes a lot of fun. And, yeah.
10 hours of racing have been completed. In some of the classes, there are laps between the teams, and the competitors can perhaps start to be more confident of their win. But in the 991 class, first and second are only 11 seconds apart, with still 2 hours to go. In the overall standings, the Czech Scuderia Praha Ferrari team have increased their lead to 4 laps. In second position, though, there can be no let-up for the Austrian Conrad team and their 21 Lamborghini. They're on the same lap as third position IDEC Mercedes-Benz number 17. The return of Italian team Nova Race to SP3 GT4 is looking successful. The 114 BMW of Dutch team GR Motorsport is second. Third position, Bezoplast Racing's number 233 Audi. In the A6 AM class, it's last year's series champion, the number 1 Mercedes of Hofer Racing, that leads. In second, a similar car, the 16 of SPS Automotive Performance. Third, the 963 Lamborghini of GRT Grasser Racing. But it would be a very brave person that would put any bets on those positions staying the same in the last 2 hours of the race at Mugello. For the last dozen years, Creventic have been organising endurance events. Participants from across the globe have joined this 24-hour international endurance series. The Creventic events are appreciated by teams like Pro Sport Performance, who have their Porsche shipped from North America.
This is our third season and our second full season, and I mean they offer a really good bang for the buck. It's very good competitive racing. They run it in a very fair way. They promote it very nicely. The people are nice. We have very excellent competition, and honestly, an endurance series is what Charlie and I and Joe and Andy, we all like to run in the endurance format. And honestly, this is the best bang for the buck in the world that we can find. Good fast cars, good competitive drivers. It's fun to race, and they do go to some really nice tracks. So we're enjoying it.
Endurance Team Romania are a new team to the series. They are the first from their country to compete, and they do so with a unique car.
We drive a Toyota GT86 V3 variant. It's a car who drive in the VLN in Nürburgring. It's the first time when the Toyota with that particular model it's in the 24-hour series. And we are glad we are the first team with that car.
And what do they think of this event?
The whole weekend is great. That fantastical racetrack on Mugello, it's very fastest one. Unfortunately, our car is not so fast. We're racing in the A2 category, but it's a very good experience, and we're glad very much to be here with all that GT cars, and it's a true racing experience.
The final 2 hours of the Hankook 12H Mugello have begun, and they've started with a huge race incident.
Unfortunately, Johannes had a crash. He was due for a pit stop. I just think he was definitely planned to come in like on that lap. But before the last corner, he already got overtaken by a Porsche, and I think he was a little bit unsettled by that. And he wasn't really he had to come into the pits, and he wasn't really aware of that there was another Porsche next to him. And unfortunately, they touched. I mean, that's racing. It can happen in endurance racing sometimes.
The 33 Audi from Car Collection Motorsport and the 67 Porsche from Olymp Racing by Lucas Motorsport touch. The 67 can continue, but the 33 spins and hits the 16 Mercedes of SPS Automotive Performance. Both cars are out of the race on the spot, and it takes 13 minutes to get back to green flag racing. The Car Collection number 32 is trying to lap the number 1 Hofer Racing. Hofer are competing with their new Mercedes AMG, but running in the A6 AM class, and therefore need to stay under a minimum reference lap time. And so the team is contemplating a change.
Perhaps in Le Castello, somewhere we start in the Pro class. We didn't know that we are that fast. It's the first time also in Dubai that we were below our reference lap times. Last year we didn't got any near to the reference lap time. Now we are all under it, so we might change to Pro.
Josef Kral is leading the race, but keeps on working to stretch their lead further.
3 laps in the end,
it's more or less nothing if you have a code 60 and you make a mistake with a strategy or a bit of bad luck. So of course that we were still checking where they are, but basically it was about maintaining the gap. So we didn't really push to the limit to get maximum from the car. I mean, when you found a gap, the time was there all the time. And also the track, as it was rubbering up, it was getting a bit more slippery, I have to say, for the setup what we have. But anyway, the car was very easy to control and to go quick.
It's an honour to welcome the Conrad team to the Hankook 12H of Mugello. Former driver Franz and his team have huge experience in endurance racing.
I did 24 times Le Mans. I win Nürburgring 24 hours. I win nearly all 24-hour race in the world. Daytona, Sebring, 12 hours. So I'm 46 years in motor racing.
Franz's endurance racing days are over, or at least so it seems.
Yeah, it was a little bit strange with the regulation. When we came here, then we saw that it's for sure you must have a bronze driver. And we didn't have a bronze driver, and we have only gold and silver. And then I say, okay, no, don't worry, boys. I'm bronze now. I'm 65 years old. I will do the job.
Successfully too. No positions were lost, and Franz enjoyed being back in the driving seat.
Sure, it's not easy. I'm out too long and need to get in again. And I find the drive really quickly back, and it's difficult. It's a lot of cars, slow cars, quick cars behind, so you must look and watch the eyes everywhere. So in the beginning it was a little bit hard for me, but I enjoy it.
Having a great run is the only entrant in the Cup 1 class, the 145 BMW 235 Racing Cup from Bonk Motorsport. It's Matthias Schrei who will be in the car for the last hour as they head towards the finishing line. The number 30 from Ram Racing has some new faces to endurance racing. The car is in the top 3, and it will be Ramon Leonard Vos who takes the car to the finish.
You know, he's in his first GT3 race weekend and he's done a very good job. He's been fighting hard with the pros out there, and hopefully we'll take a lot from this weekend and we'll come back more perfect, stronger, faster, better.
But he did have a spin.
Riemann there, he had a bit of an off, which lost us 30 seconds, so that didn't help with the padding. But I think he still, after that, had a 20-second gap to the Lamborghini. So frustrating, but actually still a fantastic weekend out.
The local team Nova Racing are really over the moon.
We were here just, let's say, more as a group of friends. So a result is really something unexpected, and that makes us very happy.
After 720 minutes of racing, Italian driver Matteo Malicelli and the Italian Ferrari on the first Italian circuit of this year's series, who claims the overall victory in the Hankook 12H of Mugello. The overall podium has a Czech team in first, a French team in second, and an Austrian team in third. Conrad Motorsport very happy with their third position.
Yes, we drove back on third position. I could keep my fourth place when I take the car over, and then we pushed the last 45 minutes very hard with Marco, and Marco bring the third place back, so he did a fantastic job.
Second overall, the IDEC number 17 Mercedes.
Yes, it's an amazing race, The feeling was very, very good during all the race, and very difficult because at the end of my stint, everybody is tired. So the more difficult is to keep fast without mistakes. So, but I'm very, very glad.
The top step of the podium, Scuderia Praha, who dominated the race with the number 11 Ferrari. When were they convinced they would take the victory here?
Well, that's difficult to say because you never know 100% that you're gonna win it until the checkered flag, because it's always difficult and you never know what may come and happen in the car. But I have to say that this race was quite under control from our side, because we could keep the pace even in the traffic, and everything went pretty smooth. The car was very good. Nothing was really changing. I mean, the setup was really stable and everything, even the track didn't change much. But well, it's my first time here, so I had to learn it, and overall it went very well, even though that I had to really find the places where to overtake and to handle the traffic as good as I could.
Czech, French and Austrian flags raised for the overall top three: Scuderia Praha, IDEX Sport Racing and Conrad Motorsport. They are also the top three in the A6 Pro class. Congratulations also going to Ram Racing in 4th, Hofer Racing in 5th and Car Collection Motorsport in 6th, all very close to the podium. But Hofer Racing did get maximum championship points as they won the A6 AM class. The 991 class win went to the number 85 of Pro Sport Performance. In the A2 class, the top step of the podium went to Danish entry Team Eva Solo K Reiser in their number 171 Peugeot. The number 78 Speedlover Porsche won the SP2 class. Domination in the SP3 GT4 class for the returning Italian team Nova Race. 2 class wins and 2 BRM trophies for Bonk Motorsport. Their 145 BMW wins Cup 1. And in TCR, it was their 115 Audi that took victory.
Well, the next race will be very soon already. In 2 weeks we will have the 24 Hours of Silverstone, and that's the race in the 24 Hours TCE series. And in 3 weeks we will be in Austria for the 12 Hours Red Bull Ring.
We're planning to come to Austria. I'm from Graz. I'm born 50 kilometers away. It's my home track. I know everything there. So maybe I go back there and drive by myself there.
And that's it for another great weekend of racing. Time to leave beautiful scenery and fabulous food behind us for now, but we'll be back in Italy for the 12 Hours of Imola on the 30th of June and 1st of July. Next up in the 24-hour endurance series powered by Hankook, the 12 Hours of the Red Bull Ring in Austria. Join me, John Hindorf and the teams there, or at any of the other Creventic endurance series races.